of Seafarers India Group. And today we would like to wish all seafarers and their family happy Seafarers Day. 25th June, we celebrate as Seafarers Day, International Seafarers Day. On this day, we are going to conduct a very practical online sessions, which is very much that I have experienced when I was selling on ships, and India Group, and I feel that and today we would like to, and I feel that the concerns still remain same, and good point is that many of us now have started to realize how stress a meditation practitioner for more than 2 decades and a meditation trainer for taking us in giving this kind of sessions with corporate, with the schools, universities, and various organizations, including Reliance. And he works at Reliance Geo. He's a senior vice president with Reliance Geo. So without wasting much time, I would like now to hand over this session to Mr. Vikas. Welcome, Mr. Vikas, and thank you for taking this opportunity from your busy schedule for our Seafarers Couch. We have coincidentally there's another program going on same time. That is why we have requested Seller today to record this on their YouTube channel, so that most of our seafarers who are working on ships and a different time zone, they will get this to see as and when they would like to see, or depending upon their time zone and depending upon their rest hours. So welcome, Mr. Vikas, and over to you now. And in between, if I have any concerns, I will be asking questions. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Captain Amresh Jha, and good afternoon, everybody. Very happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me to talk to some of the very special people. So stress is very important, and we'll go through this session today to understand how do we, manage the stress. What are the practical solutions to that? So let me share my screen. Let me know, Amresh Bhai, when you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So the theme of today's session is from stress to stillness, the heartfulness way. The way is also shown how do we go from stress to the stillness. And just before we start, in keeping most of our world trade moving safely, so wishing you all a very happy Seafarers Day. I have never been, a part of, seen that part of the life, but I can definitely understand it is full of challenge and it requires a lot of qualities and sacrifice, staying away from the families and showing your courage at times. And it could be stressful too. So I will not go through this. Dr. Captain has already explained about my profile. So now, if it is possible for you, I would like to do a small survey. So what I will suggest is, please scan this code for a 2-minute survey. And side by side, let me also open.
Everyone, whoever is online or whoever is watching us can scan this and participate in this 2-minute survey.
So I will just go back. Are you able to see the code?
Yes, we are.
You're still seeing the code, or you're still seeing something different?
Now I'm saying send me the results. No, on the screen it is scan. Scan the code.
Okay, so let me just share the screen now one more time. Okay, so if you have scanned the code, now you will see the
yes.
So we are seeing very high to moderate to high. So this is the response so far.
Yes.
Now, I think let me change the screen. Okay, now let's go to the next screen. Next question. What are you stressed about?
Job demands mostly.
Mostly job demands. There could be other reasons also, although we are not seeing much response on finances, risk to life, family matters, and health.
Yeah, seafarers mostly the jobs are very demanding. So
Okay,
finance they are well paid. So I don't think they will have any concerns about the finance.
okay, let's go to the next. What are you likely to do when highly stressed? And good part is that you are mostly managing with tea and coffee,
Yes.
but there are sometimes people resorting to snacking,
Yes.
smoking it away, or medicine or alcohol. That is a
Correct.
bit too much of stress leading to alcohol. So I think this was a small survey. We'll go back to our presentation now and go through this more details of
So
what
now this
happened.
survey will be available to those who will watch later on, Mr. Vikas.
No, this is for the live
Only
audience.
for the live.
Only
Okay.
for the
Okay.
live
Okay.
audience.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Just 1 second. My sometimes the screen hangs up. Okay, now there are some surveys. I would like to share the results of these surveys, and it says that stress is everywhere. This is typically done in the corporate environment by some of the European survey agencies. So, Harvard Medical School says 96% of senior leaders report feeling burned out. CDC survey says 78% of the companies identify stress as a top workforce health risk. Gallup survey says 87% of the employees worldwide are not engaged at work. So these are very, very alarming figures. If you see 87% of the employees are not engaged at work, which means you can easily imagine what kind of work they're going to do, what kind of quality will be expected out of such engagement. So it is very, very important to address. Now, what happens typically when people are under stress? What is likely to happen? You are less likely to exercise. Obviously, when your mind is not fresh, you are still stressed out, it is less likely that you will go out and do exercise. ये हमारा भी अनुभव रहता है जब हमें वॉक पे जाना है जॉगिंग के लिए जाना है एंड इफ यू आर स्टिल थिंकिंग ऑफ so many things to be done in the day, it is less likely that you will move out or go out of your home and do any exercise. People under stress are more prone to addiction. जैसे हमने देखा कि it you know addiction could be anything, like you may consume more tea or coffee. ज़्यादा stress है तो you might go for unnecessary snacking sometimes, and of course smoke and alcohol are further possibilities. So people under stress are definitely more prone to addiction. People under stress are also less likely to eat healthy. They might eat fast food, junk food, unhealthy food, or they might eat too little, or they might eat too much. So all in all, they are less likely to have a healthy diet. Workplace stress is real, and that applies, I think, to the seafarers also, because there are so many things which can make you stressful. But now, important thing is, again, just to reiterate, the top coping mechanism as per survey. They tend to sleep more. Why they tend to sleep more is because one effect of the stress is that your sleep, the quality of sleep is degraded. You are not able to sleep, deep sleep. So that is why you tend to sleep more, and then you may consume more caffeine, smoke, medication is also there sometimes, resorted to by some of the people, and alcohol. So these are the coping mechanisms that we see prevalent in the current corporate environment. Now let's go through the mind stuff. What happens in mind every day? Do you know that there are about 70,000 thoughts per day? So this is a research data. I don't have a proof for this, but we have to go by the research. It says one thought every 1 second, 1.25. So there are so many thoughts. So mind is constantly thinking, constantly churning out thoughts. Now, what is important to note that 47%, that is a huge amount, almost 50%, half the thoughts are not connected to what we are doing. Are you surprised to know this?
Yes, yes, very much
Half the
surprised.
thoughts are wasteful, half the thoughts are not relevant at all. They are just unnecessary thoughts. So we waste a lot of mental energy, a lot of mental resources in this. Two-thirds of random thoughts are negative. So all in all, 67% of the thoughts are negative. They are stressful. They are taking you to some negative kind of situations unnecessarily, causing the stress. So that is one thought every 2 seconds could be potentially adding a stress to your mind. 95% of the thoughts are driven by subconscious mind. So this we will discuss a little more deeply, what is conscious mind and subconscious mind. But subconscious mind is something which we don't have a direct control. It is something deeply buried under our conscious mind. So 95% of the thoughts are coming from the subconscious mind. So what this story tells us, that all the thoughts that we have, most of the thoughts rather, are not in our control. That is where the need for regulation of our mind, regulation of our thoughts comes into picture. So even to be happy needs a training of the mind. Until we train the mind, the thoughts that we are going to have, we are not having a direct control over them, and many of the thoughts are going to go in the negative direction. So this is very, very important fact based on the research that we should know. Now, this is what we briefly talk about subconscious mind and conscious mind. You know, if you have seen the iceberg, and I'm sure in your business you would have seen many more times, and this is a very apt example that, you know, the visible part of the iceberg is very small and most of the part is hidden below water. और
Correct,
आपको तो टाइटैनिक का स्टोरी तो अच्छी तरह से
correct,
पता है.
correct.
So the Titanic collided on the iceberg, which was hardly visible, and we all know the story. So that is how the mind is. Only the small fraction of the mind we are aware of. हमारे दिमाग में जो भी चल रहा है, that is only 5%. That is a conscious mind, and subconscious mind forms 95% of our mind. Now subconscious mind में क्या होता है? Whatever is there in the conscious mind, where there is a lot of load of emotions and pressure of conscious in the conscious mind, it gets suppressed or pushed into the subconscious mind. तो subconscious mind में भी जो जा रहा है वो conscious mind से ही जा रहा है. Subconscious mind does not generate anything by itself. It is all going through conscious mind, but not current mind. It would have happened many years back or even many centuries back. But this is all there in the subconscious mind, hidden, suppressed, and that is what, you know, conditions our behavior. That is what conditions our stress, or how you feel, how you react to situations. Everything is coming from the subconscious mind. So we have to train not only the conscious mind but also the subconscious mind. So this is very, very important when we talk about how to handle or regulate the stress.
Correct. So Vikas ji, so when you are saying conscious mind and subconscious mind, so that means whatever we are, let's say 70,000 thoughts which is happening now, it may go to subconscious mind and later on it can convert and can create a problem for us, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Correct. So we have to deal at least from the present point of view.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Correct.
So when we talk about, obviously we can only work on conscious mind, and you know, many times it happens that, you know, people who are not really stressed and they feel that I don't have any stress, they are only talking of conscious mind. What is there in their subconscious mind, they don't know. So it is actually relevant to everybody. Even if you are not stressful today, if you do not understand or feel it, it could be possible that you are still stressed a lot in your subconscious mind, which may show up sometimes in future whenever the circumstances arise like that.
Correct.
So
Whenever the right ambience you get it, the seeds will
correct.
germinate.
So we have to, you know, prevention is better than cure. So we have to
Correct.
always make sure that our mental well-being is well addressed. Now, I think this I will not go through, but these are the typical reasons why you feel stressed: financial targets, relationship, career, expect unfulfilled expectations is also very important. Somebody is stressed about the future, peer pressure. Now, these are some of the known causes that we have tried to document, and many of those are internal, that is your own perception, our own attitude, our own belief system that could create stress in certain, I think you people are traveling a lot, so you people go to different countries where we see different culture, different requirement, different demands. That also can create a lot of stress. Our own mental conditioning, our personality, sometimes unrealistic expectations. So sometimes this is also important. We sometimes put a lot of unrealistic expectations on ourselves, so that creates a state. Unhappy in your job also can, of course, create a lot of stress. And something which is external to us is working long hours, and in your case, work related stress also could be very significant. When you are hitting a bad weather and all that can cause a lot of stress. Sometimes it is coming from society, family, too many responsibilities, or any major change in life, somebody's death or some financial disaster can lead to a lot of stress. Advertisements for a better me, I think this is a very important slide for me, because a lot of reasons for the stress are sometimes beyond our control, but this is something we create for ourselves. Sometimes these advertisements actually lead us to set some expectations for ourselves which are not realistic. So this could lead to, and this is a very potential area where we can get stressed about. So does it mean that we should not have any desires or expectations or anything like that? No, I mean that is not possible. Practically, there will always be something, some expectations from ourselves, some desires will be there. But what I mean to say is we should be very, very mindful about having a realistic desires, realistic expectations. Whatever is our resource or capability, according to that, we should moderate our desires. So otherwise, this could be a very, very huge potential source for the stress. Some mathematician, perhaps somebody who had a mathematical mind, tried to put this stress mathematically. Stress occurs when the pressure is greater than the resource. Pressure of anything, pressure of pressure of our own expectation, pressure from somebody else, and resource is our mental resource, financial resource, health resource, whatever it is. So this is a mathematical equation. So how do we control the stress? We can either increase the resource or reduce the pressure. So either of these two, whatever we can manage, we should manage to control the stress. So sorry, Captain Amresh, you tried to say something.
Yeah, so I was saying in one of your slide, which has been beautifully captured, the external, the causes of stress were divided in two parts, which is internal and external. And working long hours, the external, this is where the seafarers will connect more
Right.
because the zone, the time zone, the vessel arrival and departure schedule. Sometimes you arrive at night and early morning you leave, so you will get hardly any time to take rest. And nowadays, with the automation and with the development on the port stage has become very less. Earlier, it used to be 2 days, 3 days. Nowadays, in 18 hours, 20 hours, sometimes 12 hours, sometimes 36 hours, you are out. So
Absolutely.
working long hours is definitely a big concern for seafarers. And I'm sure you have a practical way of showing us how we can take those measures, and that will help seafarers in getting their stress kind of managed well during these kind of situations, especially.
Absolutely. One benefit, though, I can also relate from your type of work culture is that perhaps, I'm not sure, but perhaps you will have a lot of time at your hand. So if we are able to use that time positively with a good systems or processes which can help us at a physical level, mental level, in fact, it will work in our benefit. So
Correct.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Biology of stress, what happens in stress, this is also very important. Typically we react to stress or excessive stress जब आ जाता है तो हम fight or flight, either we run away or we try to fight the situation. ये दोनों में
Correct.
से एक चीज होता है, और
Correct.
दोनों में भी हमारा काफी एनर्जी कंज्यूम होता है. यू सी द ब्लड फ्लोज टू द लिम्स, टेकिंग अवे फ्रॉम द थिंकिंग ब्रेन.
Hmm.
तो जो ब्लड फ्लो अंदर बहना चाहिए ब्रेन की तरफ, हार्ट की तरफ, वो फ्लो होता है लिम्स की तरफ, बिकॉज नाउ यू आर ट्राइंग टू टेक एक्शन, यू आर ट्राइंग टू फाइट और फ्लाइट, either run away or fight. So immune system is put on hold, and you are mostly reactive, you are abruptly reacting to situation rather than a thoughtful response. So we become very very abruptly reactive. Now I will relate this to, let us say, a country like India. डेवलपमेंट हो रही है कंट्री की, वो सारे रिसोर्सेज डाइवर्ट होंगे बॉर्डर पे, बिकॉज यू विल हैव टू स्ट्रेंथन योर आर्मी, योर डिफेंस फोर्सेस. what will happen? Your development will stop. Likewise, in our body, all the resources, all the blood or anything that has to happen, all the resources will divert to the stressful situation, to fight the stressful situation, and it will definitely impact our immune system. जो immune system develop होना चाहिए वो नहीं होगा. So the person who is constantly under stress will definitely have a very compromised immune system. नाउ इज स्ट्रेस ऑलवेज बैड? नाउ ये भी एक बड़ा मुद्दा है कि स्ट्रेस बिल्कुल ही जीरो होनी चाहिए या कुछ लेवल तक होनी चाहिए. सो वी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट स्ट्रेस इनटू टू. वन इज अ यूज स्ट्रेस विच इज अ पॉजिटिव स्ट्रेस. सो पॉजिटिव स्ट्रेस इज डेफिनेटली रिक्वायर्ड. इट विल मोटिवेट अस टू मूव इनटू एक्शन एंड गेट द थिंग्स डन.
Correct.
Whereas the negative stress is occurring when the stress is very high, and then you are starting to respond negatively. Now I will take you to very interesting graph. Again, some mathematician perhaps has put it in a mathematical way. X-axis is stress, Y-axis is performance. Now if you see the optimal level where the person is on the top, that is the best situation to have. We have some stress there. What happens if the stress is too less? The person who is sleeping, जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, बच्चे को अगर एग्जाम का बिल्कुल ही स्ट्रेस नहीं है, बिल्कुल ही टेंशन नहीं है, वो सोता रहेगा, वो पढ़ाई भी नहीं करेगा. Likewise, in any activity that we do, we have to have some stress so that we are performing to our optimal level. Now, but what happens if stress is more? It becomes anxiety. Even more stress becomes disorganized. Even too more stress, then everything goes out of control. So, कहने का मतलब यह है कि stress is completely should not be eliminated. It should be brought to the optimum level. That is the best for the best result, optimal results. Now, what happens? How do we react to the stress? We have seen this. Quick but temporary distract. अपना mind कहीं पे distract कर लो, relaxation therapy कर लो, medication ले लो, कुछ दवाएं खा लो. अभी तो काफी सारी दवाएं आती हैं, stress reduction, anxiety, depression. There are so many medicines available. So this is also a quick but temporary way to release the stress. Slow but permanent is lifestyle, habits, erasing tendencies. Now, this is important, erasing tendencies from the conscious mind as well as subconscious mind. That is also the inner transformation and meditation. So, of course, in some point of time, we will need quick but temporary remedies also. But in a long term, we have to move towards the slow but permanent kind of remedies. Managing stress to healthy lifestyle. Now, I have tried to enumerate some of the easy things that we can incorporate in our life to combat the stress. One of them is exercise. Now, exercise is of course not only for stress but for your overall well-being. जैसे भी हम exercise करते, थोड़ा jogging करते, mind distract होता है, you feel better, overall well-being improve होता है, तो naturally the stress will reduce. Second is the yoga postures. तो योगा में भी particularly there are some forward bending postures which are helpful in relaxing our mind. There are twist postures which are helpful in relaxing the mind. But I will recommend you not to limit yourself to only this posture. If you are doing yoga, do all the postures so that you are able to enjoy the overall sense of well-being. But typically, these are the postures which help us in relaxing the mind or calming the mind or overcoming the stress. There are some breathing techniques, especially the exhalation technique. If you exhale slowly, it helps in relaxing the mind. And one of the pranayam that is called Brahmari pranayam or humming bee is also very helpful in reducing the stress. If you're able to see me, I can show you how it is done. You block your eyes, you block your ear, आंखें और कान बंद करना है हाथ से, and then you exhale slowly with a humming sound like
Yes.
this. आंखें बंद कर ली, कान बंद कर लिए, आपको slowly.
Correct, and most importantly, when you are at sea, when you're out at sea, you need these kind of asanas because it doesn't require especially any sort of preparation. You can do it at your own place. You can do it at your workplace. You can do it at your own cabin, and this is really helpful when it comes to relaxing your brain.
Absolutely. So that's what I was saying. Probably one of the benefit you would have probably is that you will have time to do all these things. So next is Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom ka I will show you how. When we use only one nostril, you first exhale. पहले exhale करना है slowly and then inhale. Then block, open the other one, exhale, inhale. हम लोग करेंगे नहीं because we don't have time. But this is a very, very simple Anulom Vilom, very effective in
Correct.
managing the stress. It actually balances our Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi. So I will tell you briefly what it is. It is a sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. Sympathetic system, that is Surya Nadi, is very useful to energize ourselves. अगर बहुत laziness feel हो रहा है तो you energize yourself by activating this Surya Nadi. Chandra Nadi is very important in relaxing. When your mind is very stressed, then you can relax by activating the Chandra Nadi or parasympathetic system. And by doing both of them, you are trying to balance. So ये दोनों करने से it helps in managing our stress.
Very simple process, but very effective.
Correct. It doesn't require anything. Only you have to sit at some comfortable place and do it yourself.
Yes.
Very. And of course, the last one is diet and water. Simple. It does contribute what you eat, how you eat. It is a whole theory of food. That we have a separate session sometimes to talk about diet. What kind of food you eat, in what kind of awareness you eat, and how much you eat. All these things actually very important. So we should follow a proper diet, sattvic diet, and eat in a proper, we call it a mindful eating. That is important to handle your stress. And hydration, sufficient hydration. You are taking enough water is also important. Taking less water can lead to many other, not only stress, but many other complications. So these are a simple lifestyle related remedies which we can incorporate. Even if you are not having any stress, it is still good to have these lifestyle related improvements in our life. Sometimes you are under panic attack. Something has happened and you are not able to manage your emotion and you are literally panicking. This is what we do. Hold your right nostril, take 10 breaths, deep breaths in and out through your left nostril. It activates the parasympathetic system. जो चंद्र नाड़ी है वो एक्टिवेट करती है. एंड चंद्र नाड़ी का फीचर ये है कि इट विल रिलैक्स योर माइंड. दिस इज समथिंग वी कैन डू. We are not doing it now because we may not have enough time, but this definitely is the technique you must use if you are having a panic attack. Now there are some general guidelines which I have tried to enumerate. 4 A's, 4 A है. पहला चीज अवॉइड, लर्न टू से नो. अगर हमें कुछ चीजों से स्ट्रेस होती है और हमें नहीं कर सकते, then we must learn to say no. What we cannot manage, better to avoid. Ditch your part of your list. हर चीज लिस्ट में है जो कंप्लीट करनी जरूरी नहीं है, अवॉइड करिए. Avoid the people who bother you. State your limits in advance. So this is avoid. First A. Second is the alter. If you are not able to avoid, then ask to change, or if it is related to any person's behavior, ask the person to change the behavior, manage your time better, set your priorities and work hard. So wherever you cannot avoid, we should try to alter. Accept. This is also very important, that we should accept our mistakes, and by not accepting mistakes we create a lot of pressure on ourselves, which create the stress. Learn to forgive ourselves and also others. Positive affirmation, communicate your feeling openly. So this acceptance part is also very very important. Many times the stress is created because we are not able to accept ourselves, our own mistakes, or somebody else's mistakes. And adapt, learn from your mistakes. So wherever we could avoid, alter, change, accept, but then after that we have to learn from our mistakes, we have to adapt ourselves, we have to change ourselves, we have to improve ourselves, and then learn from mistakes, choosing the right techniques, adjust your standard, look at the big picture. So all these 4 A's will help us to manage our control, improve ourselves, so that we are getting less and less stress in your life. I also have something called ABC strategy.
Very nice.
So this is simple to remember. A is first becoming aware. पहले बात, किस चीज से मुझे स्ट्रेस आ रही है. आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो डॉक्टर पहले डायग्नोस करता है कि आपको किस चीज से ये तकलीफ हो रही है. सो फर्स्ट वी हैव टू बी अवेयर, वी शुड बी वेरी फुल्ली अवेयर किस चीज से मुझे स्ट्रेस ट्रिगर होती है, और व्हाट, हाउ डू आई रिएक्ट इन दैट केस. देन वी ट्राई टू बैलेंस इट. हमने जैसे देखा था एक ग्राफ है जिसमें पॉजिटिव स्ट्रेस है, निगेटिव स्ट्रेस है. एम आई एबल टू कीप द स्ट्रेस टुवर्ड द पॉजिटिव साइड. अगर ज्यादा बढ़ गया तो निगेटिव हो जाएगा. सो आई हैव टू ट्राई टू कीप इट इन द पॉजिटिव साइड. सो आई हैव टू ट्राई टू बैलेंस दैट. एंड देन कंट्रोल. व्हाट डू आई डू टू हेल्प योरसेल्फ टू कॉम्बैट द नेगेटिव इफेक्ट्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस. तो वही है कि बैलेंस रखते हैं, कंट्रोल रखते हैं. वी डोंट अलाउ इट टू ट्रिगर or go beyond our optimal level, and that way we can control our stress. So this is the ABC of stress management. Now I am coming to Heartfulness Institute, how it can help, and I am working, as Amresh has mentioned, and he also is a trainer of Heartfulness. We are all working as a voluntary trainers from Heartfulness. So briefly about how Heartfulness can help. Now, what is Heartfulness at the first place? Heartfulness Institute is a NGO operating since last 100 years. It is a global organization with presence in 160 plus countries, with a purpose of empowering people to attain their highest potential. Now, of course, to attain the highest potential, you have to first improve your response to the stress. जो आदमी हमेशा स्ट्रेस में रहेगा, he cannot reach the highest potential. So the managing stress is the first prerequisite before we could attain the highest potential. Towards this, Heartfulness offers unique state of meditative and associated practices. These not only relax and rejuvenate the practitioner, but also support their development to more balanced and enthusiastic human beings. Heartfulness practices have been experimentally and scientifically proven to be very effective in reducing stress, anxiety, improving sleep pattern, and improving emotional intelligence. So this is very important. There is not only, these have been proven. There have been gadgets, scientific research happened with these practices, and they have been proven effective in reducing the stress, anxiety, improving the sleep pattern. This is obviously, if the stress is reduced, your sleep will improve, and emotional intelligence. Now, there are some of the practices that Heartfulness recommends. There are 3 basic core elements of the practice. One is a morning meditation, evening rejuvenation, and bedtime prayer. What morning meditation? We are not going to go detail into this, but just briefly, morning meditation helps in giving us clarity of thought, improves our focus, improves our self-awareness. Evening rejuvenation is the most important. It helps in cleansing of the tendencies and negativity. This is what is important in reducing our stress. And third is bedtime prayerful meditation, which is attitude of acceptance, surrender, and a good deep sleep. This is what we can achieve. So when we combine all these 3 practices, it really helps us to come out of stress and actually go much far beyond into another dimension of well-being, if I can say. Now, briefly, now core practice of heartfulness is meditation, and meditation has so many effects, all four dimensions: physical dimension, mental, emotional, spiritual. Now, mental, I think everybody understands very clearly. Emotional is stress, anxiety, all those things are there. Spiritual, of course, it helps in improving our spiritual awareness, self realization. And physical, I'm coming to the last because it is not a direct outcome of meditation, but once our mental and emotional well-being is established, that well-being also percolates at our physical level, and it gives us a feel like physical relaxation, physical well-being as a direct result of mental well-being. So it actually helps us at all four levels of well-being. Now, this is a core principle of heartfulness. I'm trying to give an example of a bird which flies on two wings. What happens if one of the wings is weak? एक विंग बहुत स्ट्रांग है, एक स्ट्रांग नहीं है, तो बर्ड विल नॉट बी एबल टू फ्लाई स्ट्रेट, वो झुक जाएगा, एक साइड में झुक जाएगा और वो राउंड 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 जाके इट विल क्रैश टू द अर्थ. So it is very important that both wings of the bird are equally strong. Likewise, we have to make sure that human beings have two wings of existence, spiritual and material, to lead the natural and harmonious life. And we have to make sure that both the wings are strong. We give due attention to both the wings. What is one wing? Outer life. What we have, we are our career, money, studies, possessions, whatever. This is our outer. And the inner wing or inner life is mind, awareness, health, and spirit. Now, what we generally see, our most of the attention is on outer life. 95% of our attention goes on outer life. Our very little energy and focus we keep on our inner life. Now, what outer life can give us is a success. Inner life can give us happiness. Now, sometimes the things go wrong. Some people you see in the society, their outer life is very enriched, they are very successful, but that success does not guarantee happiness. So many successful people are not happy. Why? Because their attention has not been on their inner life. So what we advocate in heartfulness is that not to ignore outer life. You give attention to outer life, but at the same time strengthen this other wing, strengthen this inner life, which is mind, awareness, heart, and spirit, which will not only give us success but also give us happiness. So, Captain Amresh, you are trying to say something.
No, I agree with everything you said, and especially I'm correlating with the seafarers again, because this program we are especially doing for seafarers. And you have very correctly said that, many times the seafarers goes through so many things and they keep it to themselves. Sometimes they don't even speak. Sometimes they do have a lot of challenges coming every day, and then they have to manage themselves. There is hardly any support that, even if the someone wants to give them, hardly any support they can give out at sea. So all these methods that you are simply explaining is going to help them a lot. And I must appreciate this simple process that you are explaining, and how this inner life and outer life, how success cannot be defined as happiness, how only not to focus on success only, which most of the seafarers are focusing, because we get money at very early stage. We do get a house, car, everything that you name it on a physical world, what we say success. But at the same time, when we talk to them inner side, they are not happy. They do have some other challenges. They have emotional challenges. They have some family challenges. And therefore, those success doesn't materialize as a happiness. So I agree entirely.
Perfect, perfect. It beautifully aligns with most of the people that we see today. Yeah. So now, coming back again, the inner life and outer life, this is a beautiful example. जो पेड़ है, पेड़ के जो रूट है आप देखते, that is the inner life, inner growth, and outer growth that we see, the branches, the leaves, the fruits, everything that you see on surface is outer life. Now, can outer life thrive without having a strong inner growth? Not possible, right? The tree is sustained by its roots. Our outer development needs to be supported by the strength of inner development. So this is a very beautiful example. And if I go back to this example, that once we have a strong inner life, it will also make us successful in the outer life. That is why our focus is again strengthen our inner life, which will eventually happen through meditative practices. Those are offered by the Heartfulness Institute. Another example, egg is broken by outside force, life ends. If is broken by inside force, life begins. Great things happen from within. So develop that inner force, develop that inner life. Now, when we start meditating, I think this is not so much relevant in today's discussion because we are not doing any meditation. But just for the knowledge, I would like to, show this meditation quadrant, what meditation really is. Now, if you see this, there are two axes. One is focus and focusless. Other is effort and effortless. Now, when we start doing meditation, many times we don't have effort, we don't make effort, and we are not able to achieve focus. So we run into this daydreaming business. If you are able to put some effort but still no focus, then frustration. If you focus and also make effort, then it is concentration, but we don't call it as meditation. When you are able to focus your mind effortlessly, that is what the meditation is. So this is what we talk about and teach and train people to achieve at the focused mind effortlessly. That is when we will have overall sense of well-being, mental wellness, spiritual wellness, everything, when we are able to meditate properly. Another system that we talked about, three fundamental systems of heartfulness. Second system is decluttering. We also call it as a cleansing. It is very important that we are able to clean our mind or cleanse the tendencies or negativities from the mind. There are all these tendencies come from two type of memories. One is a cognitive memory and emotional memory. Whatever happens to us in our life forms these two memory. One, first cognitive memory creates a knowledge. जैसे कि एक एकदम लेमैन का एग्जांपल देता हूं, बच्चे को आग में हाथ जल गया तो इट हैज क्रिएटेड अ कॉग्निटिव मेमोरी, उसको नॉलेज आ गया कि आग में हाथ नहीं रखना है, तो दैट हेल्प्स हिम इन द लाइफ. बट अदर इज ए इमोशनल मेमोरी कि उसका हाथ जल गया तो ही इज ऑलवेज अफ्रेड ऑफ फायर. वो आग अगर दूर से भी देखे तो उसको आग से डर लगता है. So this is the emotional memory that we have to clean, not the cognitive memory. And that is what is achieved by this heartfulness cleaning method. Now this conscious, I'm just bringing this slide again because when we try to do the cleansing activity through heartfulness, we not only cleanse the conscious mind, but also try to achieve this cleaning of subconscious mind. Because there are so many emotional impacts on our mind, so many emotions we go through, and they form a layer of impressions around our mind, which create a lot of stress for us. And that is why we have a cleaning method, which we are not going to talk about today. I will leave a message information here, which you can later on go through this training course and familiarize yourself about how to do this cleaning. Next, third was a bedtime prayer. This we typically advise people to do to improve the quality of sleep. Now, why quality of sleep is so critical, just wanted to explain through this slide. And इसका भी stress से काफी relationship है. If you are not sleeping properly, that is because of the stress, and vice versa. Now, if you see, 1/3 of our life goes into sleep. It's a big time. अगर आप 60 साल के हो तो 20 साल तक आप सिर्फ सोए हो. 1/3 of our life we spend in this activity. There is no other activity than sleep which we spend more time in. तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि इतना टाइम अगर हम बिताते हैं तो आर वी एबल टू मेक इफेक्टिव यूज ऑफ दिस एक्टिविटी. क्या होता है स्लीप में? पहले स्टेज में यू आर स्लोइंग डाउन, यू आर ट्राइंग टू रिलैक्स. स्टेज 2, your muscles are contracting, you're relaxing, your heartbeat is slowing down, body temperature reduces. Now third stage is very important, which builds bones and muscles in case of a child. अगर छोटा बच्चा है ना, वो बहुत ज्यादा सोता है क्योंकि वो टाइम पे उसकी ग्रोथ हो रही है, बॉडी इज रिलीजिंग द हार्मोन्स. दैट इज व्हाई वी सी द न्यूबॉर्न इन्फेंट, जो बेबी है वो बहुत ज्यादा सोता है बिकॉज इट इज ग्रोइंग, इट इज गोइंग टू डीप स्लीप. And that is when all the immunity system build हो रहा है, repair हो रहा है. Now what happens when we are very stressed? we are not able to go to stage 3. If we are not able to go to stage 3, it is going to affect our immunity system. It is not going to repair and regenerate our tissues properly. It is not going to build the bones and muscles properly. So improving the stage 3 depends upon reducing the stress. And then stage 4 is of course something different. Here also it is a rapid eye movement where dreams take place, breathing increases. Here the excess emotional load is discharged through the dreams. So this is also very important in our psychological development, that we have this stage 4. But we are talking about stage 3. When we do this evening or night prayer meditation, that helps us to go to stage 3 quickly and effectively. We are able to go to deep sleep, and that is going to help us in reducing the stress. Again, some of the jargon of brain waves, all it shows is when we are under a deep stress, the brain activity is very high. Now, when the brain activity is very high, it consumes our energy, it consumes our immunity, and our immunity or overall health, overall well-being is impacted. When our brain activity is low, that is our mind is relaxed, then that is the time when we develop our immunity, our health, our well-being. So when we do this meditation, the person can enter into a delta wave, that is a very low activity brain activity level, um, which is helpful in developing immunity to combat the stress. So this is the direct outcome of our meditative practices offered by Heartfulness. Now, many times we talk about all this, and people generally tend to think that they have no time. So I just give one quotation from Abraham Lincoln. He says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend first 4 hours sharpening the axe." तो वो क्या बोल रहे हैं, अगर आपका कुलाड़ी शार्प नहीं है तो आप कितना भी जोर लगाओ, वो पेड़ बहुत मुश्किल होगा पेड़ काटना. उसी तरह से our tool that we have with us is mind, and if we sharpen our mind, if we calm down the mind, relax our mind, that is going to help us in taking proper decision, keeping everything relaxed. All our decisions will go properly, focus rahega. So it is good to spend some time in training our mind, which is so helpful, which is so much required in all the activities that we do. Now, I included a small prayer here. It's called a serenity prayer, which is also a very good indicator how to combat our stress. Prayer says, "God grant me serenity," or we can say strength in this case. "Give me the strength to accept things I cannot change." मेरे जो बस में नहीं है उसको एक्सेप्ट करना ही ठीक है, तो गिव मी द स्ट्रेंथ, करेज टू चेंज द थिंग्स दैट आई कैन. जो चीजें मेरे कंट्रोल में है वो मुझे चेंज करनी चाहिए, तो गिव मी द करेज टू चेंज द थिंग्स. एंड विजडम टू नो द डिफरेंस. जहां पे मैं चेंज कर ही नहीं सकता उसको एक्सेप्ट करना ही बेहतर है. सो आई शुड नो, आई शुड हैव दैट विजडम टू नो द डिफरेंस, वेयर आई शुड चेंज, वेयर आई शुड नॉट चेंज, वेयर आई शुड try to accept. What should I accept? What should I change? Know the difference. Once we incorporate this principle in our life, then I feel that we can, to a large extent, manage our stress. This is the attitude that we have to develop. Now, if we have to really benefit fully from our heartfulness practices, we are not able to cover everything today. I will highly recommend you to take a 3-day online free heartfulness masterclass. I have a link mentioned here. This is typically a 3-day, 3 sessions, 1 hour each. You have to just watch the course and follow the instruction. That's all. And that way you can get your heartfulness practices started. And then subsequently there are trainers who can guide you how to do the day-to-day meditation and cleaning. Now, what we will do now is that we are not going to have a full-fledged session, but Captain Amresh, if you permit, we can have a 5-minute session for all the people who have joined.
No, I was about to request you. Good that you have raised this point. So please, all yours.
Okay. So what we are going to do, you have heard enough. We have a lot of discussion and a lot of GAN. Let us do the experiment now. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू वेर एवर यू, आप जहां पर भी है आराम से बैठना है, आपको आंखें बंद करनी। 5-10 मिनट के लिए हम छोटा सा रिलैक्सेशन एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेडिटेशन एक्सरसाइज करेंगे। क्योंकि ज्ञान तो सब लोग देंगे, ज्ञान दुनिया में काफी अवेलेबल भी है, बट हमें वो चीज करके देखनी है, अनुभव करना है, एक्सपीरियंस करना है, एंड दैट ओनली इज अ प्रूफ दैट इट वर्क्स फॉर अस, करेक्ट। सो लेट अस डू इट टुगेदर। जहां पर भी है शांति से बैठ जाए, जहां पे आपको कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं करे। आपकी आंखें बंद रहेगी अगले 10 मिनट तक। जब तक मैं दैट्स ऑल नहीं कहूं तब तक आंखें बंद करके रखेंगे। ओके, नाउ आई विल गिव द इंस्ट्रक्शंस। Sit comfortably, relax your body, close your eyes softly and gently. Wiggle your toes, आपके toes हल्के से घुमाएं, मूव करें, and now stop. Feel that your toes are now relaxing. आपके toes relax हो रहे हैं, पैर की उंगलियां रिलैक्स हो रही है, फील करिए। Move your attention to your ankles and feel your ankles, both the feet are relaxing. दोनों पैरों के तलवे रिलैक्स हो रहे हैं। फील द हीलिंग एनर्जी मूविंग अप फ्रॉम मदर अर्थ, रिलैक्सिंग बोथ योर फीट। धरती माँ से एक ऊर्जा अंदर आ रही है पैरों में, वो आपके पैरों को रिलैक्स कर रही है। एनर्जी मूव्स अप, रिलैक्सिंग योर काफ मसल्स एंड नीज। Energy slowly moves up, relaxing your thighs, stomach, waist, hips. The entire stretch up to your waist is now deeply relaxed. कमर तक का पूरा हिस्सा हल्का हो गया है, एक हल्कापन महसूस हो रहा है। फील करिए। Relax your stomach now. Let the energy relax your lower back. Energy moves up, relaxing your upper back, your chest. एक हल्कापन महसूस हो रहा है, रिलैक्स हो रही है चेस्ट। योर शोल्डर्स आर जस्ट डिजॉल्विंग। आपके शोल्डर्स डिजॉल्व हो गए हैं। योर अपर आर्म्स ऑलमोस्ट नॉट देयर, महसूस ही नहीं हो रहे, इतने रिलैक्स हो गए, हल्कापन महसूस नहीं हो रहे, ऑलमोस्ट नॉट देयर। रिलैक्स योर एल्बोज, लोअर आर्म, फिंगर टिप्स पूरी तरह से हल्के हो गए हैं, रिलैक्स हो गए हैं। द एंटायर स्ट्रेच अप टू योर शोल्डर्स इज नाउ डीपली रिलैक्स्ड, ऑलमोस्ट नॉट एग्जिस्टेंट, जैसे कि है ही नहीं। एनर्जी मूव्स अप, रिलैक्सिंग योर नेक एंड थ्रोट, रिलैक्स योर एंटायर फेस। आपका फोरहेड रिलैक्स हो रहा है, आंखें बंद है, रिलैक्स है। गाल, कान, जॉज, एंटायर फेस पूरी तरह से शांत हो गया है, रिलैक्स हो गया है। नाउ द एनर्जी मूव्स टू योर हेड, रिलैक्सिंग द एंटायर हेड, योर माइंड, योर ब्रेन, योर स्कल हल्का हो गया है एकदम। एनी थॉट और एनी टेंशन इज रिलीज्ड, उसको छोड़ दीजिए, जाने दीजिए। फील दैट योर एंटायर हेड इज नाउ बिकमिंग एम्प्टी। नाउ स्कैन द एंटायर सिस्टम फ्रॉम द टोज, पैरों को उंगलियों से सर तक फील करिए। सारा शरीर एकदम हल्का हो गया है, कंप्लीटली रिलैक्स, देर इज नो हेवीनेस, नो ब्लॉकिंग, ऑलमोस्ट नॉट देयर, कुछ महसूस नहीं हो रहा है। नाउ इन दिस अटरली रिलैक्स कंडीशन, slowly move your attention to your heart. हम ध्यान करेंगे, हृदय पे ध्यान करेंगे। तो आपका अटेंशन आपके हृदय पे ले आइए अभी। नाउ थिंक दैट देर इज अ सोर्स ऑफ डिवाइन लाइट इन योर हार्ट। आपके हृदय में एक दिव्य प्रकाश का सोर्स है, इस पे हमें ध्यान लगाना है। फोकस ऑन द आइडिया दैट देर इज अ सोर्स ऑफ डिवाइन लाइट इन योर हार्ट। आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि कुछ रोशनी दिखे, जरूरी नहीं है, सिर्फ एक आइडिया है कि आपके हृदय में एक दिव्य प्रकाश, द सोर्स ऑफ एवरीथिंग दैट इज विद इन यू इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डिवाइन लाइट। उस पे ही मन टिका के रखना है। इफ योर माइंड डाइवर्ट्स, जेंटली ब्रिंग इट बैक। वी विल जस्ट ट्राई टू डू मेडिटेशन फॉर फ्यू मिनट्स। कुछ मिनटों के लिए ध्यान रखेंगे। फोकस योर अटेंशन ऑन द डिवाइन लाइट इन हार्ट। हार्ट पे ही ध्यान लगा के बैठिए चंद मिनटों के लिए। नाउ बी माइंडफुल ऑफ योर कंडीशन। आपके अंदर कैसा महसूस हो रहा है, माइंडफुल रहिए। कैसे रिलैक्स, हल्कापन महसूस हो रहा है, वो कंडीशन को फील करिए, अंदर कैसे फील हो रहा है। और वो कंडीशन बरकरार रखते हुए धीरे से अपनी आंखें खोल सकते हैं। कैन जेंटली ओपन योर आईज, ट्राइंग टू मेंटेन दैट इनर कंडीशन। जो अंदर से हल्कापन महसूस हो रहा है उसको मेंटेन करिए और हल्के से आंखें खोल सकते। नाउ you can come back to this session. Now, this was our effort to give you a little experience of meditation. Now, I am going to remove my sharing screen because I am through this session. Now, this was our brief session on stress. And this was just a glimpse, this was just a theory. And I would highly recommend you, and we can share you the details. You can undertake this master class of heartfulness. You can understand all these three core techniques of heartfulness and try to integrate these in your day-to-day life. They are very easy, and that will definitely go a long way in regulating our stress. Actually, regulating a stress is a very small objective. Actually, this will actually take us in a much higher dimension of wellness, and this is something to be done and experienced. We are there to help you. If you have interest, please do get back to us. And with this, I close this session. Over to you, Captain Amresh. Thank you for giving opportunity to me. If there are any questions, I'm available. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vikas. It has been really enlightening experience, especially the last 5-7 minutes that we have done. You have taken us to different dimensions, and I'm sure all of us who are present here and who are watching us on YouTube, and later on, whenever they will watch, they will enjoy these sessions for sure. So thank you very much. The beauty about this practice, and I can tell you from my own experience, because I have worked on SIP for almost 15 years, and I have been meditating through this method for since my cadetship days, from very first sip. It has helped me. It has helped me decluttering my mind, which basically has helped me taking decision as a captain, as a chief officer, whenever and whatever rank that we have worked upon. So definitely it is going to help. Now I will open the forum. If anyone has any questions, please do ask. And once we clear your questions, then we can close this session. If anyone has any questions, Mr. Vikas is there. He can take your questions. Please feel free to ask questions. Anyone? Okay, I think mostly all of them has been enjoying the beauty of this silence that you have given. And I thank you again, Mr. Vikas, for this session. And many seafarers will watch it again and again during their off time, whenever they'll get time. And thank you, Sailor Today, for broadcasting it into the Sailor Today YouTube channel live, in spite of having so many program going on today on the occasion of Seafarers Day. Thank you, Captain Nangia, especially, and your Sailor Today team. Thank you, everyone who has joined us. Thank you, YouTube, whoever is watching through YouTube, and whenever you will watch again through YouTube. Thank
Once
you.
again, happy Seafarers Day, and thank you for listening to this, and thank you for this opportunity. Wish you all the best in your life.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Chalo, bye, bye, bye.